Chapter 1. In Defense of Brule.
So there you go. For those of you that were wondering, why are these Vanguard troops just killing civilians? That's your answer. Because while they were technically Vanguard troops, this is essentially the beginning of the war. But again, there's a moment in that cutscene where, and this is what I mean when I say that the game gives you time to kind of ruminate on things. And yes, I understand that eventually the game just turns to the camera and says, "This is what it's all about." There's that moment in the first half of that cutscene where they don't say anything. It's not signposted. Nobody's talking to the camera about the themes of the game. But you know exactly what the characters are thinking. Themes, chat. What even are they? What even are themes, chat?
Seeing that old mill spinning again really makes it feel like home sweet home.
I hear that. It really is one of the most beautiful things about this town. Well, citizens, our enemy can't be far behind. I thank you for your help. Goodbye, and take care.
Yeah, I don't know if that would be an effective windmill
How's the
design.
packing coming along, Ys?
Almost done. I only need to take the everyday basics.
Well, the Empire's got to be close by. Let's hit the road by sundown.
Yeah? Martha, look! Welks is here!
Oh, welcome back, Welkies.
You're still calling me that? Martha, I'm 22 years old. And more important, you shouldn't be running around. Aren't you due any day now?
Ah, a light jog won't hurt the little spud. I should know. I've already had 4 of them.
Hello there. Is Welkin in?
Oh, hello, Alicia. What brings you here?
I just wanted to apologize. For before. Here. This is for you.
Really? These are for me?
I work at the bakery. Well, I did until the war started anyway. It's where I live, too. That's preserved bread, so it's pretty hard. Heat it up before you eat it, all right? I baked it myself, so the flavor's guaranteed. Best you ever had.
Thanks. Do you want to come in?
Arrested and shot at? You've had a busy day of it, haven't you, Welkies? And what a lovely lady you are for all that adventuring. Good job, Welkies.
What? Wait, no, it's not like that. Alicia just saved my skin, that's all.
He's right, we just met. I'm not his girlfriend, just his hero. Although I'm really hoping to be his friend.
Oh, well, I'm sure you will. Be good to my Welkies here, won't you?
Okay, seriously, Martha, enough with the Welkies already.
That's a lovely portrait. Is that General Gunther?
Yep. It was taken before I was born. But that's Dad.
That's Dad? You're a lucky guy. And who's that with him, there?
My father, Tamer. He was an engineer. The General's tank was his creation.
Wait a minute. But I thought the General was your dad.
My birth parents died when I was a baby. The General was kind enough to take me in as his own after that.
Yeah. We're not related by blood, but she's definitely my little sister.
Sorry, was that question too personal?
No, I don't mind at all. I was blessed with two wonderful fathers.
Yeah, I guess you were, huh?
She doesn't now, Chad. It's okay, she doesn't now.
Oh, is that really the time? I've got to get going.
Why don't you see her off, Welks? I can take care of the rest of this on my own.
All right, I will. I'll be right back.
See you later, Isara. Safe travels.
Let's see, who did we have in here? Who would have thought? Which one of you donkeys is rolling into this chat, resubscribing during a cutscene, interrupting absolute fucking cinema? Who was it? Who the fuck was it? Let me see. Caffeinated Lemur, resubscribing for a 13th month. 1 year plus 1. Says time for the best World War 1.5 simulator with Super Saiyan women and squad personality management tactics. Everything that Caffeinated Lemur just said is true. I'm not gonna explain. You will understand. Just, if you're curious, like for those of you that have never played the game and don't know anything about the game or the story, just jot that statement down, like write it down on a piece of paper, and then I just want you to like keep that in the back of your head. And when we get to the end of the game, I want you to go back and look at that piece of paper, and you will see how accurate that statement was. I'm gonna guess these aren't AI voices. So I will say this. In this first game, the voice acting is not great, especially at the beginning. And that's just because of the era that the game came out in. This game originally came out in 2008, which means it was probably localized in 2006, 2007. You still had a lot of voice actors that were kind of stiff in their delivery and things like that. I have played the game in Japanese, and the Japanese voice acting, to me at least, sounds a lot better. However, I've chosen to play the game in with the English. God, fucking words, chat. I have chosen to play the game with the English voiceover for convenience, not only for you guys, but also for the folks that may not actually be watching and might just be listening along or not able to pay 100% attention, so that they can still stay up to speed. Because if I put the audio in Japanese, then you have to be here to read the subtitles. You have to be here in order to read the subtitles to understand what people are saying. So, for the convenience of the audience, I've chosen to go with the American voiceover. And it's not terrible. It's no PS1 Resident Evil. It's definitely not the worst dub that has ever been made. I can think of, just off the top of my head, a half a dozen games that are so much worse than that. So yeah, it does occasionally kind of feel like, man, did an AI do this? Like, no, it's just stilted. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's just stilted. This is true. This Grandler says, was playing Operation Darkness when this game came out. This is way better than Operation Darkness for voice work, music, and overall story. That's true. And we've talked about Operation Darkness, I think once or twice before on this stream. For those of you that don't know, Operation Darkness is like it's also a turn-based tactics game. It takes place during actual World War II, not fantasy World War II. But then it has like werewolves and vampires and mages and stuff like that. Like, you basically kill Nazi vampires and zombies. It sounds like a really badass game. And then I tell you, oh yeah, also it's made by Atlas. Right? And you hear all that and you're like, oh, that sounds like the most badass game ever made. Like, all the words are in the right place. But then you play it, it's decidedly not very good. And kind of to Sarge's point, it was a jank fest. It's a jank fest. It absolutely is. I enjoyed it, but I fully recognize that it was not a good game. Like, it's okay to like bad things, but don't pretend like a bad thing is good just because you like it, if that makes sense. And I fully recognize that Operation Darkness is not a good game, but I still enjoy it. And Caffeinated Lemur gifting a sub to Sarge. Good to have you back in the cult, Sarge. Thanks for joining us once again on a Saturday. And Caffeinated Lemur, thank you for the gifted sub, as always, the massive generosity and the massive chicken. Sometimes pure jank is fun because of the jank. Yeah, Operation Darkness wasn't really that. Like, it wasn't fun because of the jank. It was fun because of what it was as a concept. I mean, again, I would love to have seen that game done right, but Operation Darkness was not a good game by any stretch of the imagination. Like, there were some really good ideas, but the execution was absolutely terrible. Anyway, chat, it's time for love to bloom on Battlefield.
Wow, look at this. Bruhl's really becoming a ghost town.
They've been leaving for a while. Just about everyone is evacuated by now. You can't blame them. Tensions are rising with the Empire. We'll survive. The Town Watch will guard and protect the home front. Everyone will come back someday. They'll come back when it's safe again, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Welkin, I'm curious. Are you gonna join the army like your father?
I don't think that's for me. What I'd really like to do is be a teacher.
Huh. A teacher?
Yeah. Animals and insects, flowers and plants, they've always been my passion. I've learned a lot from nature. You see, my dad, he protected this country as a general, but it's just that I want to give back in my own way. My own way, you know what I mean?
I think I do. You're sure about it?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's deep. In your own way. Ah! What was that?
That sound.
on, let's
They
go!
made a mistake. That Imperial soldier was using a Gallian rifle. Yes, I noticed.
I don't believe it. The mill.
Yeah, they destroyed the goofy-ass windmill, chat.
Miss Melchiot, the Imperials are attacking. There's a squad of them in town right now.
Get all the town watch together, now! We've got to fend them off.
They must be at Mill Plaza. I'll help.
Thanks, Welkin. Now move out! Stay low!
New episode, chat. Here we go. Time for the second battle. I mean, I don't know if the windmill is effective. I don't know anything about windmills. I'm just like... I feel like it just wouldn't be a very good windmill. It just that, like, it doesn't look like it would be effective at what windmills are supposed to do.
I'll explain the mission.
Actually, you won't. I will, because this part of the game isn't voiced. The enemy's invaded the Windmill Plaza and has taken almost the entire area over. We'll deploy from this position. Hide behind sandbags for cover as you advance toward the plaza. Our goal this time is to eliminate the enemy leader. I'm pretty sure they'll be there in the plaza area. Be careful, there may be enemy units hiding behind the buildings out there. And this is where the free movement and cover and all that comes into play. Hidden enemies won't show up in the command mode view, so be careful as you make your advance.
Okay, let's begin. It's up to us to defend Brule. Our target is the Imperials in Mill Plaza. Focus on taking down their captain. Breaking the chain of command should at least buy some time for the townspeople to get away.
Darknaze, the purpose of windmills is to hold back the wind so it doesn't blow over the country. See, if we didn't have windmills to slow the wind down, then whenever the wind came through, it would basically blow everybody off the face of the earth. So, it's actually kind of amazing that humanity survived before we invented windmills. I mean, I assume we all just lived in caves before that. I mean, nobody was actually there, and we didn't write it down, so I don't know. It's one of the mysteries of science and history. I don't... No. Actually, track tension, that's where you're wrong. It doesn't keep the planet rotating, it keeps it from rotating too fast. Yeah, that's the important thing. I'm just saying, like, that... I know it's crazy, but I just... Anyway, chat.
All right, I got it. Let's all be careful out there.
Got a second? Listen close and I'll explain.
About damage. In case you didn't know how damage in RPGs works. A set amount of damage a unit has sustained is healed each turn. If a unit has taken heavy damage, don't push them. Stay back and heal up. Should enemy attacks drive a unit's HP to 0, their condition becomes critical. In this battle, you have no way of helping a unit in critical condition. Try to fight carefully so no one's HP reaches 0. So here's the thing, chat. And again, they will explain this later, but I'll go ahead and get it out of the way now. As we get into more of the game, not only is it possible for your soldiers to go down, but if you don't rescue them, it's possible for them to die permanently. As in, they go away and you never get them back. They are canonically dead at that point. Now, the way that happens is, it's kind of like the bleed out timer. Again, to use XCOM 2 as a good example. When your soldiers go down, you have a certain amount of time to rescue them before they die. Now, you can do that by touching them with an allied soldier. There's also some orders and other things that you can do to rescue your people before they bleed out effectively. But on the flip side, if enemies touch your soldiers while they're in a down state, they're automatically killed. Now, that doesn't normally happen because the computer doesn't, like, the AI doesn't go out of its way to, like, go after your down soldiers. But if you have them go down in a place where the AI is going to run through anyway, it can lead to your soldiers being killed. I mean, obviously the best thing is to try to make it so that your soldiers never go down. But in the event that they do, there's very real possibility that they could be permanently killed. Right. Like, well, and that's the thing. Like, to Caffeinated Lemur's point, like, the AI does not specifically go after down soldiers, but it will kill them if, for whatever reason, the AI paths through them to get to wherever they're trying to go. Small PPC energy, that's gross. That's gross. Also, I'm sure that there are plenty of specialist literature out there, if that's what you're into. Yeah, in fact, Dizzy has got it correct. And more importantly, so did Studio Dean all those years ago. Soldiers die when they're killed. Small PBC energy. I know you came over from the YouTubes, and I know you're still relatively new to the community, so I'll say this for your benefit. I talk a lot of shit. I come from a military family, and my personal philosophy is a day without shit talk is a day without sunshine. So I'm gonna give you a hard time about anything and everything at every available opportunity. Don't take it personally. That's just who I am. Anyway, the thing that I was gonna do. I need options, and here we go. There you go. For those of you that do not understand what I just did, I had to invert Y-axis, and I've explained this before, chat. I am an old school gamer. I learned my muscle memory for camera control in the days when inverted Y was the default. You didn't have a choice. You didn't have the option to change it. By the time they started giving people the option to change inverted Y, it was too late for me. It was too late for me. I have tried, I promise, chat, I have tried many times with many games. I cannot unlearn that muscle memory. Alright, now let's get started, chat. I kept meaning to do that, but you can only access the menu in between moves. So, yeah, I kept forgetting to do that on the last mission.
Here we go.
About sightlines. When a unit sights an enemy in action mode, a sightline will appear over his or her head. That line connects the unit to the enemy, meaning that the line points in the direction of the enemy's location, so you can see which enemies you actually are aware of. Use it as a guide when attacking or when trying to position your units in a spot where they'll be safe from enemy attacks. About attacking enemies. Pressing those buttons while in target mode will automatically lock onto the next enemy within firing range. The crosshairs will turn red when a unit aiming at an enemy has a clear line of sight on their target. Use the guideline that extends from the gun when firing near obstacles to see if they're blocking the shot. If that line is interrupted, it means the unit's attacks will be blocked. In case you don't know how line of sight works. When the crosshairs are on an enemy, the attacking unit's weapon specifications will appear at the top of the screen. Versus Purs shows damage against human targets, versus Armor shows damage against tanks and armor. Imagine that. The symbol will indicate the effectiveness against different types of targets. Circle will indicate the weapon is effective against that type of target. Triangle indicates the weapon can only give slight damage, and X means the weapon is ineffective against that type of target. Area shows whether the attacks will damage a broad area, and shots shows the number of rounds fired per each attack. To kill is the number of shots that need to connect in order to defeat the target. In this case, of the 5 rounds fired, 2 must hit to defeat this enemy. This number only takes shots that hit the center of the crosshairs into account. So, and I'll show you here in a second. There's a difference between, like, you know, going for center mass and shooting people in the head. Obviously, center mass increases the chances that you're going to hit, but a headshot will kill the enemy more quickly. And Dark Maze gifting a sub to Mark is a sweetie. Good to see you again, Mark. Thanks for joining us on a Saturday. And Dark Maze, thank you for the sub, the gifted sub, as always. Jiraiya says, hey, Fire Emblem with guns. I mean, that's not entirely incorrect. If these tutorial tips are showing up now with combat missions already passed, are they doing that on purpose? Again, they're kind of easing you into the combat system. Understand that there have been games that came out and did stuff like this in the past, but this game was kind of doing something new in the way that it handles turn-based combat. So they wanted to make sure. One of the major criticisms of Skies of Arcadia was that there were a lot of mechanics and things in the game that were not adequately tutorialized. There was a lot of stuff that they just either didn't explain or didn't explain in a way where people could easily understand it. And I think this was an overcompensation for that, where they got the criticisms of you know, not tutorializing well enough and kind of over-tutorialized here a little bit. But it's good to know, like, imagine if they just popped this up at the top of the screen for the entire game and didn't tell you what any of it meant. I mean, you might be able to figure it out on your own if you're intuitive enough, but they're doing something that I always advocate, and that is right for your audience. And they wrote these tutorials and this type of game under the assumption that this could be the first game that anyone has ever played. And that's why tutorials exist. Like, for those of us that have been playing games our entire lives, we're like, okay, whatever, I know how to shoot, I know how to move, it's fine, you don't have to explain this to me. But you have to remember that every game is potentially somebody's first game. And that's why tutorials exist. They might be annoying, but they're absolutely necessary. So, I mean, again, they do a good job of doling out the information slowly enough that you can absorb it. And they do a good job of, we're going to teach you about some of the things in this game and how they work. We're going to give you a mission to use those concepts so that you see them in action. And then in the next mission, they're going to give you new concepts, new information, and then put you in a situation where you have to use that information in order to succeed. So it's not a bad way to do a tutorial, because in the missions where they introduce these mechanics and give you these tutorials, they actually, like, again, they force you to use this information. And again, for somebody who may be playing a game for the first time, or maybe playing a game like this for the first time, these are all new concepts. Yeah? Oh my, what are you guys doing? Stop it. Don't come out here with your bullshit. Let's see. We got Caffeinated Lemur gifting a sub to Wolf Warrior 007. Good to see you again, Wolf Warrior. And thank you, Caffeinated Lemur, for the gifted sub. And then we have Thanosi as well, gifting a sub to Agus. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. But thank you, Thanosi, for the gifted sub as well. As always, you guys do not have to do that, but I appreciate it. And of course, then we have Troubleshooter, feeling left out, deciding that they're going to give 5 community subs. Let's see, for Zephyr Noir, Rabin, nope, not gonna try. We got What Message, we got Perpetual DM, And then we got VVV Magnus. Yes. So thank you, Troubleshooter, for the gifted subs, as always. And of course, for those of you that got gifted a sub, be sure to thank these insanely generous individuals. And welcome to the cult, or welcome back, as is the case with some of those names that I recognize. Yeah. Welcome back to the cult of bad tactical decisions. What, chat, what are you doing? We're in the tutorial. Why are you starting a hype train? You fucking donkeys. We got Eddie gifted a sub, this time to Slightly DM. And Dark Naze gifted a sub for Boatmaker 32. He makes boats, chat. You can tell because of the name. So thank you everybody that has just impromptu, in the middle of the stream for absolutely no good reason, decided to start yet another hype train. But thank you for the gifted subs, as always, to everybody that's gifting. And of course, again, if you got gifted a sub, be sure to thank these folks. Yeah. Because they are what makes the community go round. And as a result of that, welcome to all the new converts and returning converts to the cult of bad tactical decisions. Before Vio doing his part as well to keep the hype train going with 10 gifted subs. Sorry, I'm not going to read out all those names. That's a lot of names. Yeah, apparently, Troubleshooter says we just fucking love tutorials. I mean, but yeah, clearly, tutorial hype is real. Tutorial hype is real. But thank you guys. Again, I do not deserve such support, as I say, but I will always do my best to earn it. So thank you, as always, from the bottom of my heart for the subs, the gifted subs, all of that. Again, you guys are making this community what it is, so I thank you for that. Thank you for bringing even more folks into the cult. Speaking of tutorials, chat, let's actually finish this one. What are you saying? Misses or hits to other areas of the target are not taken into account in this number. Well, no shit. If I don't hit the target, obviously that's not going to count. This provides an estimate you can use when selecting a target and can be used to line up headshots and critical attacks. Alright, oh, that's right, I don't move with the right stick, I move with the left stick. I mean, we'll go for the headshots. I mean, maybe Welkin will get lucky, but yeah, I don't know. Let's give it a try. Now! Oh, look at that. My man.
Yes!
I mean, technically, we could move up. I'm gonna do some dumb shit. We're gonna do some dumb shit, chat. I'm gonna get a little... I'm gonna hot dog it a little bit. Alright, let me see. We just... Yeah, they didn't give us grenades yet. At least not on this guy. I don't know, is it... Yeah, this guy's closer. We'll take him out. Now, I don't know if they're going to use grenades on me, but we're about to find out, chat. This is what I mean when I say I'm doing dumb shit.
My turn, okay?
Now, as you can see, your waifu here has got significantly better accuracy than the other guys do. So I have confidence.
Please hit.
There we go. Alicia's not best girl, but she's still pretty good. Don't worry about it. We're in cover, which means we can't take critical hits. I'm interested... Okay, so they're just gonna do the shooting. I was interested to see if he was gonna use a grenade.
Take this!
As you can see, they also have significantly lower health. Alright, so we're gonna use Mr. Watchman here. Yeah. And as long as we hit with 4 or more of these shots, we get the kill. So I'm gonna take the shot. Oh, we got Caffeinated Lemur gifting a sub this time to Warsh. Good to see you again, Warsh. Thanks for dropping by. And Caffeinated Lemur, thank you for yet another gifted sub. Before Dark Naze gifting a sub to Gohan Sugar. I don't know what to say about that name, but welcome Gohan Sugar into the cult of bad tactical decisions as well. And thank you, Dark Naze, for that gifted sub. As always, you guys don't have to do that, but thank you once again for continuing to gift subs. And I know you're just trying to keep the hype train going, you fucking donkeys. I'm not gonna say anything, but thank you again, as always, for the gifted subs. That's a face of a man who knows he is a nameless mook in an anime-inspired universe. Yeah. There we go, chat. See, it's all good. It's all good. Even if he was behind us, it's fine. Now we'll move up. And I'm pretty sure this dude is the captain. And that's a whole different mechanic that they'll get into a little bit later.
Here we go.
I want to... No grenades, right? Yeah, we got nothing. We got nothing. Oh man, I can't even see that guy. Alright, time to do the dumb thing. Time to do the dumb thing.
Take this.
We're doing the dumb.
Yes.
Yeah, it's an elite enemy. As I said, I'm not gonna bother to explain it because the game will probably get into it within the next mission or two.
My turn, okay?
But yes, red enemies matter and they have a significance. Oh, you're gonna get yours, buddy. Let's see. Aha. So she does have a grenade, and I'm gonna use it. Fire in the hole. Again, all of this means something. The game will explain it soon, I promise.
What's that? Sounds like a tank.
And now we are in trouble, Chad. Well, don't forget, Cans. You gotta attack the weak point for massive damage. Welkin, tank! And Vin coming in with 110 Bezos bucks, saying tanks kind of hurt. They do indeed kind of hurt, especially when you consider the fact that one of the things that tanks do in this game, and I'm not going to say that there are no tanks that do this, but in this game, tanks are kind of multi-purpose tools because most tanks have, in addition to a main gun, will also have some other type of ammunition. In this case, that tank used what is effectively a mortar at extremely close range on us. That was the big explosion. That was not the normal tank cannon. That was just a mortar. And you do get some other things as well, but just to kind of, give you an idea, not only that, the tanks also have the coax machine guns and sometimes even more weapons beside. It just depends on the model of tank. So they can be very, very dangerous, especially for infantry, and double especially for scouts who have very, very low defense.
That's not good. We're not equipped to take out a tank.
I was gonna say there are no Panzerfausts in this game, but there are kind of. Again, we'll get to that when we get to it.
I hate to say it, but we should probably pull out for now. Get off this road and into the alley to the east. It's too narrow for a tank to follow. And try to stay behind cover while moving. One blast from that turret and it's over.
How many times have I've lost count of the number of times that I have played through Valkyria Chronicles.
Ready to go.
Oh, over the sandbag, doofus. Yes, I know, it's dumb. I'm doing it anyway. I am doing it anyway.
Yes!
Okay, is everybody else? Yeah, the town watchman's kind of having a bad day, but that's okay. I'm hot dogging it. Yeah, we can't go that way, so I gotta go this way. I don't know if Ormans is gonna survive. It's not gonna stop me from trying now. No, they got him with the last bullet. They got him with the last bullet. Well, that's not good, chat. That's not good.
Moving out!
I mean, he was already on low health because of the tank mortar anyway. Yeah, red shirt down. Who do we want to get? I mean, I feel like this is the guy.
Now!
Now let's see if I have royally screwed the pooch. I might have. Just depends on how much leeway the game's gonna give me on this one. Man, they really like those mortar shells. Then again, that's kind of what they're for. But yeah, in case you're wondering, the tanks do not in fact kill your people by running them over. Now that's not to say that there's no value in hitting people with a tank. Because what it does do is it moves them around. And so you can actually do things like knock enemies out of cover Or, for example, keep bumping them until you knock them into line of sight of other soldiers. So, like, you're not gonna kill anybody by hitting them with a tank, but that doesn't mean that like, you can't still use it to your advantage. Yeah, tank movement does cost a lot of command points. It takes 2 command points to move a tank versus 1 for soldiers. But again, this is also a tutorial mission, so they're not gonna go too hard on them.
Here we go.
Here we go indeed.
Now! Yes!
Alright. No, I want you to stand, and we need to book it. Get over the sandbags, doofus. There we go. Oh, okay. I forgot. You only have to get 1 person here. It's not everybody.
Phew. Looks like we shook them. What do you...
If they're rolling in the tanks, there's not much
My
the
bad,
Town
Chad. I
Watch
hit
can
the button
do.
too fast.
We'll try to buy time so everyone can get away. I'll dig in my heels at the main gate and do what I can to stall them.
Okay, I'll head back to my house and grab Isara and Martha, then come back.
Be careful out there, Welkin.
So yeah, as you can see, getting only a C rank on this for taking 4 turns. I mean, if I had basically just rushed forward and charged into the enemy, this early in the campaign could have very easily gotten A ranks on everything. But that's not the intent.